This program is brought to you by Teachers College, Columbia University. Please visit us online at itunes.tc.columbia.edu.
My name is Anael Alston, and I'm from the Department of Curriculum and Teaching at Teachers College, Columbia University. I have a doctorate in curriculum and teaching with a concentration in gifted education. I ended up coming to Teachers College because I wanted to pursue a doctoral degree, and I had a boss many years ago who had a doctorate, and he had his doctorate from an online program, and I thought, wow, that would be nice and easy. I could be called doctor. But at the time, my girlfriend was like, but you're not going to be respected. And so I said, all right, so I should get a doctorate. So a real one, or one with a little bit more rigor associated with it. And I decided that, I should go to Harvard. Out of the blue, I just said, go to Harvard. And I checked USA Today, but one thing that I decided that I wasn't going to do is get a doctorate in administration or leadership, and I wanted to be different. So I decided to pursue one in curriculum and teaching. And when I looked at USA Today, curriculum and teaching at Columbia was ranked #1. And so that's what made me say, well, I should at least apply for #1. And I like to be #1 at things I do. So I ended up getting accepted, and that's how I ended up in the Department of Curriculum and Teaching. My experience at Teachers College, Columbia University has been amazing. I would say that it's something that I cherish, and I will cherish for the rest of my time as a professional, and just as a person, for my life, because my time here helped shape me, and I never limited myself to the Department of Curriculum and Teaching, but I wanted that to be my home base in terms of an orientation and the training. And that's what really opened the doors for me to explore other courses in different areas. My dissertation focused on an area that's really not concentrated on, particularly in this era of accountability and NCLB, and it's urban gifted minority youth. I studied a junior high school that used to operate as a gifted and talented school in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. I went there, I'm an alumnus, and the thing that I wanted to study is the effectiveness of the school in terms of the alumni's perception. I wanted to look at student-teacher relationships in the areas of academic relevance, academic rigor, and teacher support and caring. I also wanted to look at this notion that high-achieving African American and Hispanic people experience this thing called acting white. I looked at their self-reporting of success and how they define success, and whether or not attending a gifted school had any long-term or lifetime impact on them. Those are the things that I looked at in this study. And some of the things that came out of it really resonated with me that I didn't expect to find, and that is that, politics and education can be a good thing. I found out that Dr. J. Jerome Harris started Satellite East Junior High School because of a political problem. The small number of whites who were in that Bedford-Stuyvesant area, Clinton Hill area, would regularly transfer out. However, when his African-American high-achieving students started to transfer out of the district, he decided that he needed to do something. So the parents wanted a school that required no remediation for the students and no discipline problems. So the criteria to get into the school in its initial stage was just be reading and doing math at grade level and not have discipline problems. And it just evolved, and the bars became higher and higher and higher to get in. It did help that it was on top of it. It was the top floor of an elementary school. And so you had this cadre for generation after generation of students in Bedford-Stuyvesant who were held to such high expectations. And that school, Satellite East Junior High School, with the selection process, operated much like a charter school does today, with the exception of, teachers were part of the union, but they went above and beyond what they were contractually obligated to as part of the culture of the school. And so that's another finding. Another finding that I found in this study was that about 50% of the students experienced being told they were acting white or talking white because of their academic achievements. And that can be highly problematic when education is the clearest way out of a low-income, high-crime area, such as Bedford-Stuyvesant was during that time, and to be ridiculed for being successful at one of the few things that can give you more opportunities in life is certainly a problematic thing. I make recommendations in my study that students of color and particularly under-resourced students of color need to be exposed to professionals who have similar experiences in different contexts. So it's just not enough to bring in a lawyer to give a talk to students. It's important to have these professionals interact with these students in different contexts, such as a basketball game, such as a barbecue, so that they can see them use colloquial language, so they can hear some of their experiences and demystify what it is to have a postgraduate degree, demystify what it is to go to law school, and understand that this person who you bring in as a professional may also like Jay-Z, may also like Wu-Tang Clan, or whatever the artist is of the day. And so that's one of the things that I got out of it. One thing that resonated with all of the alumni, whether I did it through statistics or online research or the qualitative part where we did interviews, all of the alumni put over 92% positive feeling in the area of student-teacher relationships. They felt that school was a family. It was such family that there was a youngster who I met, a gentleman who I met, who had a book signing party, and his former principal from 15 years earlier was at the book signing party. That's relationship. But I also put in my findings that relationships is more than just caring. Student-teacher relationships, as it relates to caring, has to be with a level of respect, a level of empathy, and a high level of expectation and belief that the students can and will succeed. So it's not enough to feel sorry for a youngster because they live in poverty or they have life circumstances that leave them at a disadvantage. It's about caring and showing a way and leading a way in a way that the youngster can understand and relate to. So those are some of the things that I got out of my dissertation. And the help and mentoring of Dr. Borland was my formal sponsor, but the department is an outstanding department, and I could see why then, and if they're not, they certainly should be now, #1 for curriculum and teaching. Currently, I am the New York State Middle School Principal of the Year. I'm principal of Robert M. Finley Middle School in Nassau County in Glen Cove, New York. That's a 6 through 8 middle school with just under 700 students, and it ranges between 650 and 700 students. It is a school community that is diverse, racially, ethnically, socioeconomically. And what we've been able to do there, with leadership of a supportive board and an outstanding superintendent, and a community that pulls together, is we've really, up until very recently, crushed the achievement gap. Such so that we were recognized by the National Association of Secondary School Principals and MetLife for being 1 out of 10 schools across the country for dramatic turnaround. Now, in the face of these budget cuts and changing state standards, we have some additional challenges, but it's nothing that a committed community, talented professional educators, and students who get a sense of who they are and who they can become can overcome and then excel. Where do I see myself going from here? I don't have a clear laid out plan. Ultimately, I could see myself as Chancellor of New York City Public Schools, large urban school district, but only if I'm in a position where I could make an impact on the system and the organization. And that would be a challenge that I would relish. Being a product of New York City Public Schools, my mother being a product of New York City Public Schools. My mother went to Erasmus Hall High School when it was certainly one of the top high schools in the country. And the future of public education in America, I believe, is very much tied to the success of your urban centers, and as it once was. And I think some people, it's gotten left behind. Urban centers and urban education have been left behind with the growth and explosion of suburban little islands upon themselves. And so the attention now is on public education in urban centers, but what is strategically and tactically done to improve student graduation rates and readiness upon graduation is the key. And so that's something that I have a passion for, because I believe, and I am a living witness, that a quality education is a transforming life experience. I think a piece that people sometimes overlook is that when the spotlights come and the awards come, it's often because of the work that was done in the dark, when you were alone or when a small cadre of people were alone working behind the scenes. The other piece is that my success, and many of the people who I work with, success is directly tied to mentoring by an experienced, competent person who already made mistakes that they can prevent you from. So my particular mentor has been Dr. Lawrence W. Aronstein, who hired me as a fledgling administrator onto some things that we've been able to accomplish as a whole, because he showed me the ropes as I went along. It's almost like a coach recruiting a player with raw talent, putting him in the game and saying, all right, this is what we're going to do to make you an all-star. And that's the piece that people wouldn't see and don't see. But I implore all people with talents and skill sets and abilities to take someone else under their wing so that they may learn from you and build upon the work that needs to be done. It's much more than an individual. It's about the body of work and the collective good that we can do for other people through a powerful public education system.
The preceding program was brought to you by Teachers College, Columbia University. Please visit us online at itunes.tc.columbia.edu.